My name is Blessing Olamide Akinele, and I'll be your host for today's special program. We're going to be discussing on the topic the education system in Nigeria. It's no news that our independence is around the corner. And okay, my special appearance is going to introduce himself.
Good day, everyone. My name is Prince Onyane Okamusu, and I'm a Nigerian, and I'm from the eastern part of Nigeria, and Abia State to be precise. I am a student here in Malaysia. I actually graduated some months back with BSc Honors Business Information System. Thank you.
Okay. Like I said earlier, Nigerian independence around the corner is like 2 days from now. So, what's your take on that?
Well, first I would like to appreciate God for bringing Nigeria thus far. By the special grace of God, Nigeria will be celebrating her 53rd independence anniversary, and all this while, He has been the one seeing us through, with or without good leaders, And one thing I'm very sure of is that He is definitely taking us to a greater height. Nigeria is not going to remain the same way it has been before. He is taking us somewhere. And I also pray, even as we mark our 53rd independence anniversary, that God will help us establish peace and His righteousness in our country, Nigeria.
Amen.
Amen.
Okay, I read your last article, Education and Human Development. And again, we're here to talk about the education system in Nigeria. Why are you so particular about education?
Thank you for that very question. I'm being particular about the education system in Nigeria. If you look at on the 11th day of October 2012, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the person of President Goodluck Jonathan, proposed an aggregated expenditure of about 4.92 trillion naira as 2013 budget. You see, and if you look at it, you see that we only had about 12 months interval from 2012, and 2013. So if you look at the project, if you look at the budget that was proposed, you see that 20% of the aggregated expenditure that was proposed were invested. I said were invested because 1 year has come and gone.
Exactly.
You see, and if you're looking at the amount, it's about 428 point something billion naira that was invested in education, and we haven't seen what the money was used for. Personally, if you ask me, I will tell you that I haven't seen what the money was used for. You see, look at our Nigerian universities today, they are on strike. Where such amount of money was proposed for education sector. The ASU people who are taking charge of the universities in Nigeria only asked for 130 billion naira. This is not something that is too much. It's not too much. It's not so difficult for federal government to provide this. It's just that they are incompetent enough. Their incompetency has led them not to be able to manage our education system. So, back to the question you asked, we are not going anywhere. We haven't advanced to the stage where where I'll be satisfied that we have achieved something in our education sector.
But it's not news that a lot of students are sent abroad to study. I'm sure it's out of that money that students are sent abroad to study.
No, it's not out of the money. You see, the Nigerian government actually gives amnesty to certain people.
So you're saying amnesty is another...
Yeah, it's a different project altogether.
Oh.
It's a different project. And if you ask me, I would tell you that I am not really happy about this whole thing. You know, you see, spending such amount of money on people, it's not really the right thing to do. If you look at the number of universities we have in Nigeria, we can do something to improve our standards.
What do you mean? What exactly?
What I'm trying to say is this. Our standards of education in Nigeria has prompted, number of Nigerians to go outside and study. Whereby if the money that is being spent on certain people are being invested into the education sector, it will increase. It will escalate the education standard in Nigeria, and there will be no reason for people to travel outside to study or to acquire any form of degree or qualification.
With what you just said now, like there will be no need for students to travel abroad if they invested that money in the Nigerian education system. Like if they, what are the suggestions you give Nigeria? Like what are the kind of things that they can do with that money? Like what should they do to improve our education system?
Yeah, you see, ministers, they do travel abroad. They are in touch with other governments outside to know what they are doing. If not that our government system is corrupt, we wouldn't be here talking about this whole thing. So what I would suggest, or the things I would ask from the federal government, is to give us the right to partake in decision making, because one, as a student, I know what I want. You and I, we are studying in Malaysia, and you see that our schools do have suggestion boards. In classes, they share forms for us to fill. We tell the management what is going on in the school, if we are actually satisfied with what we are getting. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
I am very sure that these rights are not being exercised in Nigeria. If our government will give this kind of right, students can put down in blue and black, this is what I want government to bring into the education system of Nigeria to improve our standard. I don't know if I answered your question.
So you're suggesting the need or the use of suggestion boxes in schools, or
not really a suggestion box. What I'm trying to say is to allow people to exercise their right as a Nigerian citizens.
How can people exercise their right? Yeah, we're given the right to vote, we all vote. But how else can we exercise our right in the aspect of education?
In the aspect of education, in policy making.
What exactly? How can we make decisions? There are millions of Nigerians.
Of course, there are millions of Nigerians out there, and we can be part of any policy making. Let's take, for example, if the federal government want to implement a policy that will affect the education system, it has to be made public. They have to make this public to every Nigerian, mostly people that are still studying, people that are in education system. They have to make this public. Okay, this is the kind of policy we want to implement in our education sector. What is your opinion? What do you think? Do you think if we do this, it's going to affect the system positively or negatively? By doing so, they are giving us the privilege, the opportunity to exercise our right as a Nigerian citizen. Yeah.
Okay. Nigeria is going to be having her independence anytime soon. So what's your advice for Nigeria?
Well, like I said before, you see, during the Nigerian independence, when Nigeria celebrated her 52nd anniversary, I presented a document. You know about it, the human and education and human development. And if you look at the education human development paradigm, you will see that you have so many things. You have so many things that need to be done, you know, to prove to people that they really belong. You know, Nigerian government they are being partial about everything. They are not carrying everyone along. How could you give amnesty to certain people from certain region and leaving others? You know. So I think the first thing I will advise the Nigerian is to value the life of her citizens. You know, value the life of her citizens will make them feel among. Yeah, talking about the human right foreign policy, you see that we've had issues about Nigerians being killed in foreign lands and all that. And you see that the federal government didn't do anything about it. They didn't do anything about it. But they are rights that are meant to protect us. Even if the person that was involved was a criminal, at least there should be an atom of concern from the government.
Yeah. Do you think the problem is that a lot of we students abroad don't know about this foreign policy?
Well, I would say yes to that, because because I've spent like 3 years in this country. There has never been an opportunity where we Nigerians are being brought together and we are being taught about the do's and don'ts in the foreign land. You know, because most of us here, we don't know the Malaysian policies. We don't know their laws, where we have embassies here, people that can tell us, people that can, you know, enlighten us about the things that are supposed to be done. You know, people that can educate us. See, as you are in this country, these are the rights that you are meant to exercise. These are the things you can do. These are the things you cannot do. These are the laws that can protect you in this land. These laws cannot protect you in this land. So there has never been an avenue for that. So I will say that 90% of Nigerians in this country does not know their right.
Okay.
Yes.
Also to add on that before I ask the next question. Everyone has human rights. There is 30 universal human rights that the UN and some other organization brought together, and we have so many of them. We should look it up online on youthforhumanrights.org.
Okay.
One of them clearly states that we all have the right to live. That's the third human right, and we all have the right to education, no matter what age, no matter how poor you are. We all have the right to education.
Exactly.
So I feel our government know this thing, because every country must have sat down together to bring up this
yes.
This set of rights.
Yes.
And we, as Nigerians, we are left in the dark. I think our problem is we have to be enlightened. We're not enlightened enough. We don't have this knowledge.
Well, if I will be honest with you, I will tell you that our government knows about all these things. It's just that they are being selfish, you know. They are being selfish. The rich want to get richer, while they allow the poor ones to die in poverty. Okay, let me tell you something. You see, I remember Governor Rochas Okorocha, the present governor of Imo State. You know, he invested the 4 is it 4 billion that was given to him for security, he invested it on education because he wants every citizen of Imo State to have access to education. He made it clear, or he made it to the extent where you don't even need to buy your school uniform yourself. You don't need to buy books and every other thing. Your school fees is paid, everything. You know, giving them this kind of opportunity, people that their parents could not afford their education will have the privilege. Even if you cannot get to a tertiary education, at least you have the basic ones.
Okay, so you're also on the point that it's not only tertiary education you are all on upon, like even the basic
ones, education. Yes. I remember watching a video on Facebook, is it where a boy was asked to make sentences with the alphabet. You know, for example, you say A is for apple, B is for ball, C is for cat, and all that. So to my greatest surprise, I saw this boy, you know, using B for mango. Yeah, you can imagine such thing.
Yeah.
You know, he was bold enough to stand in front of camera to say all these things. The people that were covering the whole thing were making fun of him. You know, I felt so bad because this child within himself, he summoned so much courage to stand in front of the camera. Where if you give him the opportunity, if you give him the opportunity to develop himself, he would do better. You know, but our government has failed to fish out people like this, to look out for people like this, and give them the basic things that they need to develop their potentials.
Okay.
So that's why I am not being particular about tertiary education alone.
Okay.
The basic ones are very much important in life. Like I said earlier, see, you don't need formal education. Most people don't even need tertiary education to be successful in life. The basic ones matters a lot. Yes.
Okay. Now, still on education. If everything you said now is done about the education and done to the education system of Nigeria,
Yes.
and it is better, okay, if it gets better than it is right now. You know, when a company is employing graduates and all that,
Yes. Yeah.
do you think if they have the choice to pick from a graduate from a country abroad and a graduate from a Nigerian university, do you think they're going to pick the one from Nigerian university? Because do you think that's actually going to solve our problem?
Yeah, because you from what you're saying, the point you're making now is that, or what you're trying to ask me is that they place so much value on people that studied abroad than the people in Nigeria. Now, let me tell you something. No matter how bad the Nigerian education system is, we still have the best students in Nigeria.
How do you?
We still, yeah. You see, we looking at the situation of our education system. You see that we still produce the most brilliant people. I think what our companies back home in Nigeria are looking for is experience, and also the knowledge that you've acquired so far. If you look at the people that are studying abroad, you see that they have the opportunity to work and study at the same time, except from the people that are in Malaysia, where such things are not allowed. If you go to US, all these European countries, you see students work and study at the same time. So by the time they finish their studies, they will acquire so much knowledge. They will have working experience. So the companies that are going to employ these people will not spend so much time or spend so much resources training these people again. Do you understand? That is one advantage that I've seen that the people that studies abroad have over those that studies in Nigeria. But from the question you asked, if our education system gets better, will they take the ones in Nigeria to the ones that studies abroad? Yes, because there will be an opportunity for the students to go on internship programs. Do you understand? You see, when you go for internship programs, you see that it's something that can take like 1 year. So when you take 1 year to work, to do your internship, you've had an experience. Do you understand? So that comes into my mind as well as a suggestion. There should be an opportunity where the students in Nigeria will take 1 year off, apart from their ITs and all that. It's still the same thing anyway.
Yeah.
It's still the same thing, where they will take the 1 year time to go and canvass for jobs, do it and then have that experience. They can, even if it is possible, they can travel abroad. They can travel abroad just to acquire this knowledge and come back and focus on their studies. It's not a big deal. So if our education system is very okay, I think the students in Nigeria will be preferred to those abroad.
Okay.
Yeah, because most of these people that even study abroad, they don't wish to come back home.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Of course.
So that is how it is. We should make do of what we have.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. In your last article, the last article, Education and Human Development, you included the statement, and I quote, "I'm not an educationist. I really do not have any professional justification for speaking on this topic, or this subject rather. All I can claim for myself, however, is an interest in the subject." Yeah, you must have gotten all this knowledge from things you've seen and things you've read on the internet, or things around you. Why should we judge why should we trust your judgment rather? Why should we take your advice? Why should we listen to why should we feel, or why should we agree to implement all these suggestions you've given to us today?
Okay. Well, the truth is that I am not an educationist, and I do not have a professional experience to back it up, like I stated there. Yeah, the truth is that I have been in education. I have studied from my primary level to the secondary level and to where I am today, and I've seen the importance of education in development. If you read through the article that I wrote, if you start from the beginning, you see that the 5 pillars of a society, the 5 pillars of a society have 5 basic things, like I said, 5 pillars of the society, and one of them is education. One of them is education, and another one is family. So I'm not really going to go into that. So for a developing country or a developing society, education is very important. And I have seen the importance of education. That was why I picked this subject. And the fact that I studied abroad, has given me much understanding. Looking at the universities around and studying about the Malaysian laws and policies and the things that they have done on education. So I picked so much interest on this. And if you ask me, if you give me the opportunity, I will be able to educate people on education aspect.
Okay.
Yes.
So with all this, are you an activist or are you a rebel against Nigerian education? Or who exactly?
I am not a rebel. I wouldn't say that I'm a rebel. I am an activist. Somebody who wants the best for his nation and for his generation as well. Because if Nigeria continues the way it is today, honestly, my generation, my upcoming generation are going to suffer much more than I have. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I try my best as a young and a vibrant Nigerian and someone who also got the interest of his nation at heart. I am trying my best to make my nation a better place, not for myself, but for my generations to come. Yes. And I also have this aspiration of becoming a politician, and not I don't have selfish interest anyway. I am just having this mindset that change is going to come into Nigeria sooner than we expected. Yes, yes. Like I said before, even like I said at the beginning of this, I said my prayer always, God bless Nigeria, let His peace and His righteousness be established. You see, that particular person that he needs or he wants to use to elevate us from where we are and to the next place He wants us to be, the person should come now. This is the time that we need the Messiah to help us liberate Nigeria from this our situation. You know, you can see that lives we lose lives on daily basis, on bomb blast, or this Islamic attack and every other thing. You know, so this is the time that we need God to send us somebody that will come and liberate us. But I don't think we should be waiting for so long. You and I can make a difference in Nigeria. Having a different mindset, you know, being studied abroad, and we have an idea, we have the things that we need to do. We know the things that we need to do to bring peace. So if we join our hands together, I believe so much that we can make Nigeria a better place.
Yeah.
Yes.
So in other words, you can be our Messiah.
Well, well, if that is the will of God, if He really wants to use me, I am always available.
Okay.
Yes, I am available.
He's
Yes.
available.
Yes.
Thank you very much. It was very nice having you with us today.
Thank you so much.
We hope to see you again.
Sure.
All right. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks for joining us as we discussed about the education system in Nigeria. We just had Mr. Prince also here with us. This is Resident Storm TV, and I remain Blessing Olamide Akinwumi. Thank you.